would like to found the Cosmic Foundation. In case you're wondering, I'm driving on an empty road with lots of space, so it's all safe. In the beginning of my fundraising tour, the idea was to collect donations for the CIS Foundation. The CIS Foundation gives scholarships to young people between 16 and 20 years of age, so that they travel abroad, study a self-chosen topic. They travel alone, have to be abroad at least for a month without own funding, only the money from the scholarship. And as a young man, this was something that was very important to me. And it helped me overcome maybe self-doubts, grow self-confidence. And so I did 2 of these tours, one to Scotland and one to Iceland, very influential for me, for my further development. But I only realized that 30 years later. And so I thought when I started this fundraising with the, cycling, that this was the right thing to do, and it was the right thing to do. And then I had already developed the idea to cycle around the world after a couple of years down into the project. And because of COVID, I couldn't go to North America, so I cycled to the North Cape. That was in 2021. And when I reached the North Cape, a major flooding happened in Western Germany, in the Ahr Valley. 134 people drowned. 3,000 houses were destroyed. 60 bridges were destroyed. It was a catastrophic disaster without parallels in the post-war, post-Second World War era in Western Germany. And I didn't quite realize this, because I was cycling and I was up there and I didn't follow the media. But when I had returned, obviously we started thinking what we can do. And when I say we, I mean the colleagues at Leadership Choices, my colleague Uwe, the management team. And but we found that at that point in time, when you have lost everything, when you have lost your house, when you have lost loved ones, what you don't need is a coach. You need somebody that can carry a shovel and a bucket and maybe a drill to help you get your house back in order. You need heavy hitters. You need machinery. You need people that can work with their hands. So in November, we started reaching out to several local aid organizations, and one of them was the Dachzeltnomaden. And that is an organization that was founded spontaneously just 2 weeks after the flooding. People that were living in camper vans with roof tents, regular cars, so like a camping community, but they felt right now what they want to do is to help in this environment, in this disaster area. And this is how the organization came about. And what impressed us with them was the culture that they had developed, the rituals, that it wasn't about ego of one individual founder. It was about the people, the people that needed help, the people who wanted to help. They were the heroes. They were in the limelight. And the rituals were very much around sharing what people had experienced when they were in touch with, on the work sites, on the houses that were destroyed, the people that lived there, their stories. And that impressed me a lot. I still recall after my first visit to the Ahr Valley, I went back home and told my wife about it, and I was crying. I couldn't stop crying because it was just so much to see and talk to flood victims, and that was really amazing. And my proposal at that point to the organization had been, so why don't we give you support by not only by helping physically, manually, but also by helping you by coaching and team coaching, team workshops. And at that point, I still recall Dennis, the managing director, with a very friendly smile saying, yeah, you know, that sounds nice, but I think you really need to get your hands dirty first and work on the work sites until you know what we are talking about. So we did that. Colleagues, family, they came and they helped, and we got an impression, and we kept on returning. And so I'm actually driving there right now, meeting with friends, working on a work site in the R Valley, and then on the Sunday we will have a workshop with the leadership team of the Dachzeltnomaden. And all of that created this wish in us to create or to make this initiative, what we are doing there, what the Dachzeltnomaden are doing there, to make this something more permanent. And the problem when you are an entrepreneur and you want to help others is that there's always, for good reason, second thoughts. So why do you do this? What's in for you? What is your own interest? Why do you offer services for free? Are they not good? Will you charge me later? Is there a trick? So we found it very, very hard to build trust with the locals, especially as an entrepreneur. And this is why we said, okay, we believe that coaching can help in the right timing, with the right people, with the right coaches. We know it can help because we have now supporting the Dachzeltnomaden for 1.5 years. And I think our support has been also instrumental for their success and for their tenacity and resilience. So we know it can work. But how couldn't we make this sustainable? A local aid organization that is based on donations can't afford a coach, and the coach cannot afford to work for free all the time. So we were thinking, why don't we start our own foundation? And so the idea was born. And I think when I shared that with Uwe for the first time, I think he wasn't very pleased with the idea, because he said, you know, this is even more effort. How shall we do that? When shall we do this? But, you know, then after some discussing, we felt both that it was the right thing to do. So with some help from friends, we started the foundation. And the idea of the foundation is it collects donations. And these donations are given to purpose-driven NGOs. So NGOs who engage for better leadership, better organizations, better world in the widest sense. And the donations are earmarked for coaching, leadership development, resilience workshops, organizational workshops, so everything that helps the organization to thrive. So the money is not meant for, you know, buying food or paying salaries. It is really earmarked for this particular development measures. And so that's what the Cosmic Foundation does. It raises the funds, and it identifies NGOs that want to be supported, that want coaching, and that have a strong motivation to do this, because that's one of the major factors why it can work, or when it's supposed to work, that people want it. And then there is kind of a motivational writing, why do we want this? And then this is, they will be selected, and then the donations are given. And then on the other hand, there are coaches from different organizations that can then deliver the coaching. They can come from the International Coaching Federation. So we do have quality standards, meaning they can, the coaches who need to deliver, they get paid a fixed hourly fee, which is, you know, nothing to get rich from, but clearly more than working for free. So we wanted to be fair on all sides. So it's 50 euros an hour. Sounds maybe much, but when you think about what the coach normally charges for an hour, that's maybe a third of that rate. And we do this also because we want to apply the same rigorous quality measurements that we do in our other projects. So in other terms, there will be quality assurance processes, there will be surveys, the hours will be tracked, the hours will be logged, the results will be monitored. All of that is done like it would be done in the business world, but here we are doing it in the NGO world, and this is why we also need money for that, even if it's not much, but a little money, just to make sure that everybody has a good reason to be in that kind of triangular game. So we have the triangular game is we have the NGOs, we have the Cosmic Foundation who gives the money, and we have the coaches, for example, from Leadership Choices, but they can also come from all other coaching organizations that then deliver the work. So that is the idea. And now the question is, how do we get to these donations? And here we are addressing particularly people who have experienced coaching for themselves, maybe in their career, maybe in their work, maybe in their job, maybe they've worked with a coach, maybe with a team coach, have gone through leadership development processes, have worked on their resilience and know how this works and know also the benefit that it brings, because these will be the ones that are believers and they can really act as multipliers, and they can see why it is important and crucial to give NGOs, purpose-driven NGOs, access to this particular world. So that's the idea. This is the reason. And this is now why we have the Cosmic Foundation. It was founded last year, 2022. And with this fundraising tour that I'm starting on July 31st, the idea is to collect donations which will serve as the working budget for the months and years to come. So it'll be it's an annual process, and we want to make sure that we have enough money on board so that we can start acquiring other NGOs. Right now, we work with 3 NGOs. One is the CIS Foundation, then we have the Dachzeltnomaden, and then there's Scala Campus, which is like a academy for NGOs where we provide highly subsidized resilience workshops, for example. So this is the idea, that we have more of that. And if you want to get in touch, if this is inspiring for you, if you want to be one of the supporters, you find the links in this stream, or you find the links on the platform. If not, get in touch with me, and I'll be happy to point you to the right places. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks for listening. And yeah, there'll be more broadcasts coming via this channel soon. Leave us some comments, leave us some feedback. If you liked it, if you want something else. I'm still learning the ropes. And yeah, the next broadcast will probably then coming more from a bicycle rather than from a car. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.